Right, so today we are diving into the weird world of TikTok conspiracy theories. We've done a few videos on this channel looking at flat earthers, but I thought today we'd push the boat out and get a little bit stranger. I don't really know if this is going to be one of those videos where there's a lot of science debunking these, or whether they're going to be so crazy and outlandish, I'm just going to be too stunned to speak. But hopefully there's a bit of both. So let's just jump straight into it. All right, first up, in case you wonder what platforms are spreading misinformation to our boomer parents. So you want to move to Texas? This is what people believe down here. Oh goodness, where's this going?
Aliens were already here in the tunnels, and they've been eating our kids for the Rothschilds have been feeding them. You know, they kidnap the kids and they feed it to them.
Do you think that they take the fetuses from Planned Parenthood and feed it to the aliens?
They love babies.
Jesus Christ. But Captain Thor has that under control.
Commander Thor.
Commander, I'm sorry.
Laughing like, not Captain Thor, silly. That's ridiculous. That's a make-believe thing. It's Commander Thor. Put some respect on his name.
Tell you that it's just I can just show you something real quick.
And he's from beyond the ice wall.
Yes.
So where do we get this lie that the earth is round? Who even started that?
It started up in 1900s, and it was the Rothschilds and Rockefellers.
The ancient Greeks knew about the world being round, by the way. That was over 2,000 years before the 1900s.
Oh, a big, fat, huge lie.
And where do you learn everything? How'd you figure out all this information? Because I'd never even heard about Commander Thor.
Well, because I've been on True Social. And I found out before I was on True Social because I just happened to find it on Telegram. And then I was on Parler.
Telegram, Parler, and Truth Social. Beacons of scientific knowledge. That is absolutely nuts. The aliens are already here in the tunnels. They're eating our kids. And Commander Thor is protecting us. And there's an ice wall. It's so obviously not true as well. This is the kind of thing I'd expect my 9-year-old sister to bring home from her creative writing class. There's just a clear inspiration from media like the ice wall in Game of Thrones and Thor in Marvel Comics. And it's concerning how far gone some people are, isn't it? And this lady is going to be reading some of this stuff and it's going to inform her voting decisions. She has a vote in the American political system.
Nothing to be alarmed about.
It's just so insane. All right, what have we got next?
You a flat earther or a round earther?
It ain't no earth. You just dreaming. It ain't no earth. Nothing here is real. You're not even real.
Oh, I love it when people take conspiracy theories to the next level. Laughing at flat earthers ha! You idiots think that the earth is real? You bunch of sheep. The flat earthers are there thinking they've got all this specialist knowledge and that everyone else is falling for a big conspiracy theory. And then they're told they're doing that. Although, I think this guy might be onto something if he goes down the sort of Descartes avenue. Let's find out.
You AI. Okay. You kind of like the first AI. No, a lot of people don't know. What year is this?
Simulation theory, maybe? I mean, there are a lot of scientists in leading fields that think that we live in a computer simulation, or at least think that it's likely. I mean, if you look at how fast computing power is advancing now and you go, okay, intelligent civilizations eventually will be able to simulate life, or at least simulate conscious observers. There'd be more simulated minds than real biological ones. So some people think, well, on the balance of probabilities, therefore, we are just a part of a simulation. We are just one of these simulated minds. So what this perhaps scientifically minded gentleman might be saying is that, hey, I'm one of those people that believe that we are actually all just simulated artificial intelligence.
How you know? This ain't 2025. Listen, let me tell you how it works, right? So, say for instance, who your grandma is?
Who's grandma? Yeah, who's your grandma? Ella May, man, rest in peace.
Who's your great grandma?
I don't know now.
Right, you don't know. Right, that's how they did it. That's how they did. Listen, so this is what they did. They went all the way back and killed all of those people, and then gave you a history, and then left stuff here for you to find. And a lot of people don't know. It ain't no 2025 game. I don't know what year it is. I don't know where the fuck I'm at. I'm locked in this damn body, and I'm locked on Earth. Stop playing on me.
What the? I mean, that went off on quite a different tangent than the one I was expecting. They killed everyone and gave us a completely different history. This is, I mean, possible. In fact, more believable than a lot of the conspiracy theories I've heard. Still think it's probably near zero, but I'm curious what makes him think all of this. I want to know the evidence. I mean, I'm not convinced, but consider me intrigued. All right, next up. Oh, it looks like we've got more moon landing denial. We do tend to cover this quite a lot in the flat earth stuff because there does tend to be quite a strong overlap. So let's see if there's anything new here.
Yeah.
That Neil Armstrong in 1960. Oh, don't get me started. He's in outer space. And the president called him on a handle. Are you? He called him on a live phone. And he is in nebula.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of sounds a bit crazy at first glance, but it's actually not that complicated. The phone call just went through a relay run set up by NASA. So you got President Nixon in the White House on the phone, landline connection to Mission Control, NASA in Houston. NASA then take that audio, feed it into their deep space network. That's a bunch of giant radio antennas in places like California in the US. They've got them in Australia, in Spain. They then pump out those radio waves to Apollo 11 on the moon. Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin hear his voice and speak back, and it just goes back the other way. And even though the moon is 384,000 kilometers away, there was only a 1.3 second delay. How cool is that? Oh, and by the way, if you're like, why do we need the deep space network, these giant radio antennas on Earth to send the signal to the moon, but we didn't need them to go from the moon back to Earth? It's because the same communication can happen with tiny transmitters like the one they had on the moon and massive receivers like the ones we have here on Earth. So yeah, picking up the phone and there's some dude on the moon answering sounds crazy and impossible, but actually not that complicated science-wise. Well, I mean, the finer details are very complicated, I'm sure, but simple concept.
Hey, you mean to tell me we went to the moon back before there was color on TV?
Also not true. Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin walked on the moon in 1969. Color TV was demonstrated in 1928. And color TVs were commercially available in 1954, which is literally a decade and a half before we walked on the moon.
They went up in an aluminum box that kindergartners can make.
Half right. I mean, a lot of aluminium alloys were used in the Eagle, and that makes sense. They're lightweight and they're strong. But I don't think a kindergartner could put one of these together. I'm not sure if you asked him, he's ever witnessed a kindergartner put a lunar module together. But it does look a bit arts and crafty, I will give him that.
And then they said, we're good now and not going back.
Another classic. We spoke about this in the last Flat Earth video. We did go back. We walked on the moon for the first time in 1969, and by the end of 1972, we had been 5 more times. And since then, we've been 25 more times with unmanned missions, which makes sense. It's cheaper and safer to do it like that. I mean, NASA even have plans to put humans on the moon again within the next year or two with Artemis 3. Artemis 2 is going to have humans orbiting the moon in the next couple of months. So this myth just needs to die. We've gone back a lot of times, and we're planning on going again.
To see the guy's wolf? You see the boot he was wearing? Are you nuts? Not even the same footprint.
This is so interesting. My sister asked me this the other day. Okay, this is it. This is the meme she showed me. So here we are with the apparent footprint. Here we are with the apparent space boots. They don't match. Checking it out on science.nasa.gov, that is indeed the Apollo 11 boot print. But as you can see here, this is the Apollo 11 outfit. This is the undershoe, and this is the lunar overshoe. And these overshoes have that pattern that leave this boot print. And here you can see the Sartre article, Footwear in Space. It says that the boots that Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin wore consisted of 2 main parts, an inner pressure boot and a galosh that was strapped on over the inner boot prior to stepping onto the moon. And it's the galosh, the overboot, that leaves that print.
Did he switch shoes? That was before www. was invented, and we're in space before we could stream a basketball game from 2 states over. We're walking and hitting golf balls in outer space.
Oh, so they know about the golf balls. That was Alan Shepard playing golf. He was in Apollo 14. That was a 3rd mission to the moon where they had astronauts moonwalking. But yeah, I mean, I agree. It's cool that we landed on the moon and walked on it before a lot of these more recent technological advances.
Hanging out, making friends? Are you nuts? The president picks up a landline like he's calling grandma for a recipe. And he's like, hey, you doing good, Neil? No. And the fact that Neil is so defensive about this now, like, people go up to be like, hey, no, it's actually real. He hit somebody. Dude, because he knows it's not.
Okay, first of all, it was Buzz Aldrin that punched someone for being a moon landing denier. And also, imagine being one of the first humans to walk on the moon. And all of a sudden, there's a conspiracy theory about it. And people are denying this, first of all, fantastic achievement for humans, but also a fantastic achievement, the lifetime achievement for you as an individual. I'd be fuming as well. All right, what do we got next? People living on Mars.
You hear Elon Musk talking about us going to Mars. Mars has been colonized since after World War II. There are millions of Americans that live on Mars.
Really?
I love how the first guy reacts like he just got flashbanged by stupidity. What?
Yeah, the brain drain. Nazis won the war. They gave up the country of Germany, but the Nazis all came over here, and now they're all through the U.S. government. George H.W. Bush is the leader of the Fourth Reich.
Really?
Yeah, a lot more going on in this world than you can possibly fathom.
Why has he got his arm around this sweet, innocent old lady? Actually, given they're that close, I don't want to make any assumptions. She could be one of those evil lizard people that definitely exists, or have some very, very strange or dangerous views. So this time I'm not going to judge a book by its sweet old cover.
Have you thought about like running for office with a platform like this, or?
I was in elected politics for 16 years, and I walked away, and it was 2006 when I realized the whole machine's corrupt and half these guys are criminals.
Wow.
Yeah. Criminals. They're all criminals.
And then the smile on post for the camera. Wow, what an insane... There are millions of Americans living on Mars right now. Who knew? Who knew? And there's just not a peep from anyone about these millions of people that have suddenly just disappeared. Although, you know what? With the things he was just saying, the brain drain sounds like it might have happened. That one I could very much be on board with. All right, we've got more Mars stuff. I've not really heard Mars conspiracy theories before. This is interesting.
You know the Mars theory? That there's aliens on Mars? Nah, there's a theory that Mars was the original planet that humans were from. Okay. Then something happened that we all had to fly to another planet and live on. There used to be like civilization that lived on Mars. Now back this. On Mars, there's an element on the periodic table called xenon. Xenon on Earth is only found, this is crazy, is only found after a nuclear explosion. No. Oh shit, that's not even this is a remote, buddy. He said no. What the hell? And it goes hand in hand now. What if on Mars there was a nuclear warfare, destroyed the whole planet, but people were able to escape just in time? Yeah. Landed on Earth and they had to restart from nothing. So we are the aliens. We're the aliens. What the hell? Yeah. It's real shit. Like this element's called xenon. It's prominent after nuclear explosion.
Weird one. I mean, he's very dramatic and he's partially right. Certain xenon isotopes are created in nuclear fission, which you find in nuclear reactions or nuclear bombs. But xenon is also a naturally occurring element. It can be produced by stellar nucleosynthesis. So xenon was forged in ancient stars, and when the solar nebula collapsed, forming the sun and planets, Mars got some of that xenon. And then, okay, you can ask, well, given there is some xenon on Mars, how can you tell that it was forged in stars before the planet formed, rather than as a result of nuclear bombs going off? And that's where isotopes come into it. Nuclear fission from nuclear bombs and nuclear reactors creates very specific isotopes of xenon, especially xenon-135. So if Mars's xenon came from nuclear explosions, we would expect to see similar ratios of these isotopes. But we don't. In fact, not only does xenon have non-fission isotopic patterns, the pattern actually matches solar system primordial xenon. This means that the xenon is ancient and cosmic in its origin, which means that it's not evidence for a nuclear war that happened on Mars a long time ago. Also, that's just the xenon stuff. I mean, no trace of civilization on Mars whatsoever. Why have the Mars rovers never seen the remains of concrete buildings? And if we flew down to Earth, why did we not keep the technology? And also, why do anthropologists find our societies and technology starting from basically zero? And what about all the ancient hominins? What about Homo erectus and Neanderthals? I mean, don't get me wrong, cool story, but none of it adds up. All right, next up. Oh, we're back to losing grip on reality. Beware of fake birds.
Hey, y'all, look at this fake ass bird, bro. This shit is not real. They're not even trying to make this shit look real no more.
How does that not look real?
That bitch got the tag on the leg. How I'm getting this close to the bird? The bird look like plastic. This ain't no real bird, bro. This shit probably got cameras all in that bitch. This shit probably scanning out. It been fake as hell, bro.
I've heard the meme that birds are all government drones, but I didn't realize some people actually believed it. To be fair, I can't remember. I live in a city and I can't remember the last time I saw a baby pigeon. You know what? They got me questioning my own sanity. I think it's time to stop there, or I'm going to end up like one of them. You're just going to see my next upload. Guys, I have something to tell you. Birds aren't real. But you know what? I will say I do come into these videos with an open mind. If there's sufficient evidence, I'm willing to believe anything reasonable. So if you guys enjoyed this, I can do another one, and maybe one day I'll be convinced of something. And that is kind of exciting. I'll just make sure I'm not so open-minded that my brain falls out, which is what I think happened to some of the people in this video today. But yeah, if you enjoyed today's video and you want to see more, please feel free to subscribe down below. I really enjoy these types of videos, and that is the #1 way for you guys to be like, I enjoyed this too, I want to see more. And it means that as soon as I upload another video just like this, you can catch it as soon as it's out. So yeah, hit subscribe, let me know in the comments what you thought of these videos. And last but not least, thanks for watching. Bye.